Hello there. Welcome back to the Path to Better A1C podcast. I am your host, Jenny Pena. I am a national board certified health and wellness coach, diabetes prevention program lifestyle coach, founder of Gen P Coaching, and creator of my own 12-week signature program, the A1C Reset Protocol, specifically designed for those managing blood sugar, trying to lower their A1C, prevent type 2 diabetes, lose some weight, and regain their energy and focus. I am going to talk about something that I was not planning on recording, but there were two messages that I received, and they were a bit troublesome for me because of the tone and what the message entailed. Pretty much what these messages said were that there were no risks in using GLP-1 medications. And the two individuals were a bit upset at the fact that now their insurance is requiring them to complete coaching programs and complete certain modules in order for them to continue to get the prescription. They were pretty upset about that. And I did answer. I have a very strong opinion, and I have to admit, and I'm going to share it right here. I have coached many individuals. I have my private practice, and I also do contracting work. And through the contracting work, I coach a lot of people, not just losing weight with GLP-1s. These are individuals that are managing metabolic health, meaning they're having high blood pressure, they're having elevated cholesterol levels, they're having a myriad of things. So, weight loss is one component of their overall program and what they're trying to accomplish. And I do get resistance with some people. I get how they see the medication as this is my magic wand. I am not going to judge if you want the medication to help you. However, I am going to bring you science backed opinion and approach. I believe that many people, based on their medical profile, may take advantage and use GLP-1s. However, I believe that there are also people that are really using them as a cope out mechanism to not create any change on their habits. And that is a problem. When I have clarity calls, I assess not just if this individual fits or can benefit from my coaching program, I also evaluate if they're ready to do the work. If you are not ready to be coached, I would decline your application for my coaching program. And I have declined people from my coaching program for the simple fact that while I can use a lot of coaching techniques, in the end, you need to be at a certain point. I will meet you where you are, but there has to be that acceptance that you know that you need the support and you want to create change that is sustainable. In other words, if you come to me and you say, I just need you to help me crash this and lose 20 pounds in a week because I have this wedding that I need to go to, I'll probably won't coach you. This is going to be a different type of episode. It's a bit, it's not the cheery version that I typically have. Now, GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, tirzepatide, Mounjaro, they have changed the landscape of weight loss. They have changed the landscape of diabetes treatment. And again, for many, these medications can be very helpful tools, not a magic wand, tools to improve blood sugar and to support weight loss. The one thing that I don't hear anybody talk much and gets often overlooked is how they are used and also the risk associated with them. Because when GLP-1 medications are used appropriately and under medical supervision, they are effective. However, when they are used solely as a quick way to achieve that rapid result and that extreme weight loss, and typically when that happens, you have done it without proper nutrition, without medical monitoring, without having lifestyle support, there are significant risks. And that is what I'm going to talk about today. I want to walk you through some of the most important risks associated with inappropriate or poorly managed GLP-1 use, because there is such thing. The first and most common issue involves gastrointestinal distress. There are some medical conditions that actually will disqualify you, and I spoke about that in a previous episode, that will disqualify you from using GLP-1s. These medications, they work by slowing the gastric emptying, which means, in other words, your food moves more slowly through your stomach. This helps people feel full for longer. It will reduce your appetite, and that is what contributes to weight loss. However, slowing digestion can also lead to other issues. The most commonly one that I hear is nausea. Some people deal with extreme vomiting. Some will go to the extreme of diarrhea, then go constipation, abdominal pain. For some people, these are mild. They go away after a while. Your body gets used to it and they're temporary. But for others, they're severe enough that would interfere with their daily life. And I believe I read on the news, Amy Schumer, a lot of people have attacked her for her weight and being in the public eye, and how she had to stop using Ozempic because she couldn't deal with all the symptoms. She felt, is this not worth whatever the end result is going to be? And then there are some rare cases in which that slowed gastric emptying can actually stomach paralysis. When it gets to the point that the stomach has difficulty moving the food through. Nobody talks about this. Another important concern is muscle loss. I was listening to this podcast and this lady was mentioning how we're going to go from one epidemic of obesity to individuals that are going to have metabolic issues because of the extreme loss of muscle. When people lose weight rapidly, they don't just lose the fat. I wish. They also lose lean muscle mass. And research actually suggests that with some rapid weight loss, you may end up losing 25 to 40% of lean mass. The amount of weight that you're losing, think about it, 25 to 40% is coming from lean mass rather than body fat. And this matters quite a lot because muscle plays a critical role in metabolic health. Muscle helps regulate blood sugar. It supports your metabolic rate, which means your metabolism slows down. You know, when people say, oh, my metabolism is so slow, I can eat like a bird and still. Well, if you lose a lot of muscle, that's exactly what happens. When you're preserving your muscle, it would help long term weight stability. But then again, losing muscle can lead to decreased strength, it can slower metabolism. And guess what? More likely you're going to end up regaining the weight in the future. Then there's another thing rapid weight loss increases the risk of gallbladder problems. And if you read the small print on a lot of these medications, There are some disclosures there. Please read them. Discuss it with your doctor. Be aware. And why is that? Because when your body breaks down fat quickly, the liver starts releasing additional cholesterol into the bile. And this process actually increases the likelihood of developing those gallbladder stones and also gallbladder inflammation. Now, disclosure, they're not unique to GLP-1 medications. They can occur in any form of rapid weight loss, right? But they are an important risk to be aware of. Another rare but serious condition associated with these medications is pancreatitis, which is inflammation of the pancreas. And the pancreas plays an essential role in your digestion and in your blood sugar regulation. And some of the symptoms can include like severe abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, fever. It requires prompt medical intervention. Another risk is associated with kidney complications. Why? Because here you are dealing with vomiting, with diarrhea, with nausea. They all can lead to severe dehydration, and that dehydration contributes to acute kidney injury, especially if you already have underlying concerns. So you see like how all of these things are interconnected. Then the other thing that not many people talk about, because of course you're losing weight, so just eat less, right? Isn't that the point, to not eat much? Since medications suppress your appetite, it will reduce your calorie intake because a lot of people don't feel hungry. And if they don't feel hungry, what is the point of eating? So while that reduction may support weight loss, it can also lead to inadequate intake of important nutrients, especially if those meals are not carefully planned. When I'm coaching my clients, that's one of the first things that we establish. We brainstorm, we look at what are the options that they enjoy. I make sure that the meal options that they're incorporating have enough protein, because it's not just about the protein, fiber, minerals, proper hydration. There's so many things that you have to be mindful of. That's why having support, having that medical oversight is very important. Individuals may unintentionally consume too little protein, too few micronutrients, or insufficient overall calories. And over time, this can contribute to fatigue, muscle loss. And again, like now you're having other issues. Your scale looks great, right? You're losing the weight, but your health overall is not getting better. Now, the other thing that a lot of people notice when they have rapid weight loss, and this may not be exclusive to GLP-1s, is the change in skin appearance. You may have heard of the term of the Ozempic phase. This phase refers to the loss of facial fat and the appearance of sagging skin that can occur when weight loss happens quickly. This effect is not caused directly by the medication itself, but it is rather by the rapid loss. And finally, the long term concerns is weight regain. Because if you get on this medication, the medication will suppress your appetite. But once the medication is discontinued, appetite returns. And most often than not, it returns into previous levels. And then at the same time, if you have been skipping meals, not eating appropriately, your body probably already adapted to a lower calorie intake and your metabolism is slower. So, this whole combo, guess what happens? You are going to experience that rapid weight gain if you have not done anything around your habits. Now you're seeing how important that is. There is a study, two-thirds of individuals that lose the weight with GLP-1s regain it. It breaks my heart because this is an amazing opportunity to use a tool to build those habits, to quiet that food noise. And if you're not taking advantage of that, it's just going to be yet one more thing that you did not work because you did not put the work on building habits while on the medication. This is why medications like these should ideally be part of a broader strategy. A strategy that should include nutrition, should include resistant training, include behavioral support, sleep optimization, stress management. These medications are most effective and safest when used alongside these strategies. Strategies that will protect your muscle, that will support your metabolism, that will support your metabolic health. It's going to address your cholesterol levels. You're going to have more energy. You're going to have more focus. You're going to move more. Ultimately, sustainable health is not just about losing weight quickly. That is a mindset shift that I hope everybody that is listening to this voice can embrace. It should be about improving your blood sugar regulation. It should be about protecting your muscle mass. It should be about building habits that is going to support your overall goal, which is to have a full, happy, healthy life that is going to allow you to enjoy retirement and enjoy your grandchildren and feel amazing. And if you're raising kids, being able to go and run after them at the playground or being able to do all of these things without feeling that you're going to pass out. I had a client and she started so focused on the scale, and every week that I met with her, I kept looking for non scale victories. Towards the end of the program, her mindset completely shifted to the point that she said, I don't even care about the number on the scale. You know why? Because she started to notice that she was sleeping better. She started to notice that she could do a lot more activities with her kids and grandkids. She noticed that she was able to not use food as a coping mechanism every time there was a stressful situation. She completely changed. Her mindset changed. Her habits changed. So now the number on that scale was not the determinant. And it was not that the number on the scale didn't change. It did, but it was not the focus anymore. And when it stopped being the focus, it started changing. I want to bring the truth about these risks that nobody talks about. There are risks. It's a medication. It's a fairly new medication. There may be side effects that we don't even know about. So, what I really want you to do is think through, as always, because I am not a doctor, I'm providing all of this so that you can be educated, do your own research, get your information, talk to your doctor. But I want you to understand that while these medications are great and they can provide help, it's not just about the medication. And if you're losing weight with them, don't feel that you have to be on this medication forever or that this is the only thing to do. So think about all these things. Talk to your doctor about it. Embrace the fact that you could still lose weight and optimize your health and build muscle mass and improve your health without medications. I have coached many that have lowered their A1C, have been able to prevent type 2 diabetes, even though it runs in their family, even though they have seen family members suffer from it, they have been able to do it with sustainable habits, without giving up carbs, without swearing off food groups, without extreme diets, and a lot of them without having to go to the gym unless they want to. Because there are ways of incorporating exercise and incorporating movement without having to spend the money or having to carve extra time, which is the biggest challenge for many. I hope this brings clarity. If you want a safe place to talk, I have clarity calls. You can book one. If you need to send a message because you have a question, send me an email. If you want a guide, I created a free guide. All the links are in the show notes. I am not promoting GLP-1s or ditching GLP-1s. What I am doing is bringing awareness that it is a tool, it's not a magic wand. An amazing rest of your week. Whether you're on GLP-1 medications, someone you know is, I think at this point, most of us know at least one person that is. Please share this podcast, bring awareness so that they can use it the right way and reduce all of these risks by having the right support. Thank you for your time.